Welcome all friends. I'm so glad you're here. This is Emmy. I'm a CZT and a retired teacher. I'm excited to be here with you today to finish our seascape project. So let's get started. We've had quite a week, haven't we? And this has been a lot of fun. Today we're going to do our shell. I have a shell handy. I also have some chocolate in case I need some energy. I hope you have some handy. And I'm going to use these basic supplies that I usually always use. Today we'll be doing all of our blending, so you'll need a blender tool or your finger for blending, or you could also use a Q-tip. I use that frequently. So this is our finale. We've been working on this darling thing, and so I want to finish it up with you. First thing I'm going to do is a pattern, and I want to put it in, well, some region. I thought maybe I'd put it under here. It's called Mist. And Mist is kind of like on-the-job training. Mist is a series of squiggles with dots and squiggles and dots and squiggles and dots on angles. And sometimes you see that in a current in the water, and so I thought, well, that would be interesting to add into our design. This is where I've added it in my sample that I have for you. And we're also going to take some time and add this pattern called kelp, which we did in our fish the very first day. If you were with me that day, we added some kelp into that little design here. If you have any more room and you want to get this fish in there, wouldn't that be fun? So, up to you. But we will do both of these patterns on the job. So coming down with a little bit of dot, 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 doing mist first. It's a very good idea to alternate these. You can see I'm being kind of loose and easygoing with this. And you can add more or fewer, whatever you like. You could have the current maybe taking off over into this region a little bit. I don't know, your choice. Have fun with that. So I also want to add some, maybe my version of waves. What I did is, this is just a series of circles and fun, like almost like printemps, where it goes back and forth. It has a kind of a wavy appearance to me. And if you have something different in mind, you should go for that. But what I'm going to do is add a giant wave. From there, I'm going to add a few of something I would call like a printemps, which has the illusion of being a bit of a wave. I don't know, maybe that's interesting to you. Maybe you'll want that a little different. Well, that went real different. Maybe you'll do a little thickening in spots too. Now that would be quite attractive too, wouldn't it? Just whatever seems interesting to you for the surface. There. Kind of has the illusion. And now I want to hang some kelp, much like seaweed does hang. Well, sometimes it hangs from the surface of the water, and we can only imagine how it looks underneath. Maybe you'll add a little bit more. I don't know. Could be fun. And I do want to add a school of fish over on the side here, which is kind of like what we did on the first day when we had our school of fish here. And then I do want to add some larger orbs throughout. So to add my school of fish, it's like a bullet. And then this one, this row of fish is going to come behind. And then here's another fish. Darken here on this area. And then put that big comma to divide the head from the body of the fish. We've already laughed about the fact that I like to have my fish smile. Then put eyes. I think that eye is going to have to go way back there, and that eye is totally hidden, so that won't be in there at all. And then if you want to have some zigzags, cross hatching for the body of your fish, your school. Turning again. Fun. Well, I hope you like your fish. I hope you have enjoyed your project. I am going to add a few more of these fun kind of sprinkle patterns. And one of them is called Ah. Goes like this. Kind of a starburst pattern. It would be very fun in here. Another is a fan, and that's by Suzanne McNeil. I think that will be fun in there also. And then I'm going to add my third one. It's called Star On. I think that's how you pronounce it. By Judy Murphy. I think this will be fun to add in too. So what it is it's a printemps-like thing in the middle. And then it has those fun little fish pattern that we made. I think this is a good idea for maybe taking the place of a starfish. So if you have that, and if you have some room, it is a good idea for your eye to have something with nothing in it. So I will add that up in this corner here. I think it'd be nice to have a starfish since we're under the sea. Very cute. And maybe this is where I'll add my fun Ah pattern. Yeah. Got a little room for a fan here. And then I'd like to add some bubbles. substantial bubbles periodically here. All over. That was weird. My goodness, isn't that cool? So, time to get going on some shading. Grab your graphite pencil, whatever you've chosen, and let's add some shading. I would like to add some right around that first pattern that we did, squid, and maybe up here just a bit. Not a ton. Maybe I'll add some right at the source of this cute pattern too. And I think shading, because we've left it to the end, is better to do in the quadrant than skip around too much and maybe lose sight of where my shading is. Not that it wouldn't work out. I think it would just fine. You don't want to do a ton of shading. You just want some things to pop. As you can see, I'm doing the underside of this cute fish. And going to this quadrant, I'm going to add some to just one side. Maybe I'll add a little to the rain. And this side of my wheel. Up here with my squid, just outside of that basic pattern. And then I want to add just in one side, a kind of a smile in those bigger bubbles. A little bit on the rain. Give the illusion of going behind. And then, whoop, I got a couple more in here. I better finish those. Now, in the Muka, I'm going to add in here, again, a kind of a smile effect. I got a dreadful tickle today. Kind of more or less think I must be allergic to something. And I'd like to, under the sea, on the outside border, I'd like to add a little along there. And I'm going to go around this in just a minute with my pen. But since I'm doing shading, I'm going to get a little on here right now. I'm going to get a little on the flux part of this pattern. Fun. Let's see, grab my blender stump right where I left off. Got a lot of shade on this blender stump already. work in this quadrant first, like I started before. Coming along here to this fun wheel. A little bit here. On the top. Smudge, smudge. Missed that one, didn't I? That one too. Shading is a little like being in a candy store. There's so much to do, especially when you leave it like I did to the end here. That makes a huge difference. I think I'd like a little shading under these. I'd like them to pop a little bit more. Most of that graphite that I have underneath here, I feel like I can, excuse me, smudge out and use. But that's why I have my trusty eraser. Like this little bit here, I really don't care for that one. Get rid of that. That was just a little too much. That's better. Where else? Along here. That doesn't look very nice to me. That was the original quadrant we made, remember? Way back a couple days ago. Gee, I hope you follow with the pattern, and I hope it all makes sense to you. And I know that you're all waiting for the shell, so hang on here 1 minute. Woohoo! Beautiful. Okay, before I do the shell, I want to go around these 3 sides, and I want to add a little more of a border. You can see I'm being very, very quick about this. It's kind of almost just like a wood border or something that's just holding all this beautiful stuff in. That's my intention. Just light flicks. And I've already got my graphite underneath, which is helping. And that's it. That was what I wanted to do on that part. So, very, very fun. Sign it somewhere. All this wonderful work. If you decide that you want to put color on this, Prisma pencils or whatever you have, color pencils you have on hand, make sure you make a copy of it first. Way back in the day, I asked you to save the other part of this paper, and that's so that you can use it for checking out your color. It'll be, you know, and blending your color. That will be different depending on how you do this project. Let's grab this shell and do that fun little thing now. What I'm going to do is, believe it or not, I'm going to just use my regular micron pen. I can use a thinner one. And I'm just going to put, like I did on this, a squid. You already practiced that, so I know you're good with it. So I'm going to put some little dots in here, little orbs. And then make the squid tentacles. No, you can't see that very well. I'm really sorry. I have room that I can add a few more, just singles, and maybe one that I can go behind in that area there. I will also have room, I think, for an angelfish and maybe a crab. Let's do the crab first. Crab is just on-the-job training. He's just an oblong, and then he's got little orb in the middle. My little crab has little orbs that go up to the middle. You see that there? And then the crab comes along the other side. And then he's got all those funny little feet. And you know that he is an artist conception, so he's going to be a little different. I think that I might have room. Look what is hidden way up in the top there. Just a little thing to hang down. But I think I have room up front here for an angelfish, like we made in our design. And then remember, it's underneath and over, under and over, under and over. And I probably even have enough room for that embellishment. Put some orbs, pile them up. Maybe some of those Roxy's, the little clams. How fun is that? Okay, and way up in the top, I'm going to just make some small bubbles that go all the way up to the top. Hopefully you're working light. I'll maybe make a seagull. How about that? Look at the cute seagull I've got over in here. Oh, you know what he is. He's just a couple of lines. Scallops. And that is my seascape in my shell. Time for Emmy to eat some chocolate, and I hope you'll join me in having some and celebrating this wonderful job that we did. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon for more videos. I hope you will take a minute to like the channel and join Emmy's Zen Friends. I would just love to see your work. Thank you so much. Bye.